Right now, the air quality advisory is back for southern Wisconsin. Alex breaks down how long it'll be in effect in your first warn forecast. Also, the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County opened their brand new workforce center, welcoming all kids to discover their place in the skilled trades. And officers in North Dakota continue to search for a motive after a gunman opened fire, killing a police officer and injuring 2 others. Those stories and more coming up right now at 6. Well, good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Arman Rahman. Well, the much-needed rain that we've been asking for was finally delivered this week, and we could be seeing some more in the forecast. Meteorologist Alex Harrington has more on that. Outside, Alex.
Yeah, Armand and folks, we do have some more rain in the forecast. Scatter. Not everyone's going to see these showers and thunderstorms. Slim chance tonight, a little bit better chances on your Sunday. But the biggest weather story right now is the air quality advisory for all of southern Wisconsin. Just look at this. This goes into an effect now, and it carries on all the way through noon on your Sunday. I'll be breaking down in Maine weather just why that air quality advisory might actually be extended beyond noon on Sunday. Look at our visibility. This is because of the haze and the wildfire smoke that's coming in from the north and from the west. Visibility is down to 4 miles in Janesville, about 6 here in Madison, about 7 to the west in Lone Rock, a little bit better in Mineral Point and in Platteville. We can actually see what's going on in Platteville right now. Look at the background, the far background in the bottom. You can see some of that haze. That sky has that milky white type of color. That's the haze coming in from the north and from the west, and we can see that in our time lapse here. Just look at the haze building in that sky, turning that pearly white color as we go later into your Saturday afternoon. So we're showing you folks that haze that's out there, and our friends out in Richland Center. Thank you, Amy, for sending us this picture. Look at the haze in the background in the hills. I'll have more viewer photos of the haze coming up in Maine weather. Also, that shower and thunderstorm chance, a couple of storms just north of Juneau and Adams counties. Not expecting severe weather tonight. 1 or 2 of those storms could get a little feisty, but again, they should be mostly on the tame side, and they should fizzle as we go through your Saturday evening. But there are more storm chances in the forecast. We'll break down and track the smoke exiting southern Wisconsin and track the shower and thunderstorm chances that are a little bit better on your Sunday coming up.
Alex, thank you. This summer's drought is a major concern for producers at the Dane County Farmers Market. Farmers say they're being forced to invest more heavily in irrigation to resolve the issue. Josiah Harder, a farmer from Whitewater, says it was a big investment to dig a well and install his irrigation system that has helped make this summer just a bit more bearable and has helped produce the crops he desperately needs.
We have irrigation set up, and that's a big investment we had to invest this year because of just no rain, especially coming into July. You know, we really look for a lot of rain through June, and we just have not got the inches that we needed.
Most farmers here in southern Wisconsin are having to take similar measures. They need rain, and if Mother Nature isn't going to provide it, they need to adapt. Another farmer says they are resilient and will make it through these tough times, even if it means struggling for a season. And just a reminder to stay up to date on the weather on our First Warn Forecast weather app. It has hourly forecasts, road conditions, and the latest radar. You can download it for free in your app store. Just search WISC Weather. And 8 years and more than $30 million later, the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County is finally opening their brand new McKenzie Regional Workforce Center. The organization held a ribbon cutting for the center this afternoon. The new facility is aimed at training kids in the skilled trades and entrepreneurship. Our Braden Ross got a sneak peek inside. Take a look.
A dream 8 years in the making is finally a reality.
I can't wait to get it going.
Saturday, the Boys and Girls Club of Dane County officially cut the ribbon on their McKenzie Regional Workforce Center.
We wanted to have a facility that was located conveniently for them, but would also wow them.
The brand new 22,000 square foot facility will welcome kids of all ages to discover their place in the skilled trades.
We got a big, giant sandbox out there so they can play in that sandbox and understand, just pushing a dump truck around is just not fun. It could be a life-changing career for them.
Boys and Girls Club of Dane County's Vice President of Workforce Development, Alan Branch, says he's excited to show the kids all the career options they have.
You can't wait till a kid gets in the 10th grade and try to educate them on what the trades are, especially when all their life people have been telling them, you got to go to 4-year college.
The center is complete with state-of-the-art equipment simulators, hands-on building opportunities, and a floor dedicated to wealth building and entrepreneurship.
We want these kids to build generational wealth. Not good enough to have them make money. We have to have them understand how to invest it.
And at a time when the supply of skilled laborers just can't meet the demand.
Every construction job is short of skilled labor.
Builder and donor to the project, John McKenzie, says it's a win-win.
The amount of money that you can make in a skilled trade job is pretty fantastic. Every kid that goes through this program is going to get hired.
The McKenzie Regional Workforce Center is set to open its door to kids for programming starting next week. For News 3 Now, I'm Braden Ross.
Well, the celebration didn't stop with the ribbon cutting. The Boys and Girls Club's White Party fundraiser is starting right now and goes until 11 tonight. And in this week, Hollywood actors joined screenwriters in their first dual strike from the two unions since the year 1960. Union leaders say the streaming model that's taken over the industry recently has cheated actors and writers of their share of income and funneled money to executives. With every U.S.-based TV show or film that hasn't already been shut down now on pause, Will Loper, a local filmmaker and critic, says both the streaming companies and viewers will feel the hurt.
Viewers won't see anything for a little while, but eventually we're not going to see their favorite shows return, and there's going to be a lot of reality television, game shows, but eventually, you know, maybe they'll cancel their subscriptions, and it will be the streamers that hurt, but they do have a stockpile, so we'll just see what happens.
Union leaders also say the move to streaming has meant shorter seasons of shows with longer gaps in between and therefore less work. There's no end in sight for the strike right now. The longest previous writers' strike went for 5 months. Next tonight, Janesville police arrested 3 men early this morning after guns and drugs were found during 2 separate traffic stops. Just before 2 a.m., officers stopped a 24-year-old Janesville man who they said showed signs of impairment. He later admitted to smoking marijuana before driving and was arrested for operating while intoxicated. Officers found a gun, 3 loaded magazines, and drug paraphernalia during a search. A second traffic stop occurred about an hour later where police said a 21-year-old Janesville man showed signs of impairment and admitted to drinking alcohol and smoking marijuana before driving. Officers said 2 guns, 2 loaded magazines, and THC gummies were found. A 21-year-old man who was a passenger claimed one of the guns and gummies were his. The driver faces tentative charges of OWI, carrying a concealed weapon, and intoxicated use of a firearm. The passenger faces similar charges. And this was the scene in North Dakota, where area law enforcement officials gathered outside of an emergency room in Fargo after 3 officers were shot in the line of duty yesterday. 1 officer was killed and 2 others remain in critical condition after a suspect began shooting. Officers returned fire, killing the suspect. An investigation into the shooting is ongoing, and authorities will not release the names of those involved as they are still notifying family members. Meanwhile, authorities in Georgia are on the search for a man suspected of gunning down 3 men and a woman in a suburban neighborhood south of Atlanta. Officials identified Andre Longmore as the suspect. Authorities are offering a $10,000 reward to the public for any information that leads to his whereabouts. Well, still to come on News 3 Now at 6. Learn about the traditions and indigenous heritage of the Ho-Chunk Nation in Portage this weekend. Next.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more,
I know it's up for me.
and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on select popular Chevy SUVs when you finance with GM Financial. Plus, make no monthly payments for 90 days. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Attention, Wisconsin veterans.
I'm Tony Evers, the governor of Wisconsin. If you are veterans struggling to pay for rent, utilities, or other life-sustaining services, I want you to know that the Veterans Rental Assistance Program is here to help. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin, with benefit approvals being issued to veterans in just days, not months. You have already made a most noble sacrifice. You shouldn't have to continue doing so. We are here to support you. With pride in the way, it's never easy to ask for assistance, but rest assured we are here to help. The VRAP team is standing by to help. So call 833-WISC-VRAP or visit vrapwi.com. You've always been there for us. We want you to know that we're here for you. On behalf of the state of Wisconsin, thank you.
Here's your parachute.
Certain it's okay? Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, so congratulate coworkers or say thank you with promotional products from 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
News 3 Now is always on.
Download the Channel 3000 app and get all of the day's top stories and exclusive video right to your phone.
The Channel 3000 app. Get it now.
Powered by News 3 Now.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
This morning, the Ho-Chunk Nation celebrated Indigenous Cultural Arts Day. The Ho-Chunk Nation has traditional lands across Wisconsin, Minnesota, Missouri, Iowa, and Illinois. Today, the nation celebrated their culture's art at the Portage Historic Indian Agency House. The event was filled with weaving and stitching demonstrations, hands-on hide tanning, and more.
We offer a bunch of classes at the museum, and really the primary focus of that is building community through both the instruction and the students, but also making sure that once people learn how to do something, they're able to take that back into their own communities and build our actual community from our museum thinker.
And the main event of the day, a performance by the Wisconsin Dells Singers and Dancer Troupe of the Ho-Chunk Nation. Well, fans of Madison's unique local culinary delights, bargains, and music took to the street today, Maxwell Street to be exact. At the 46th annual Maxwell Street Day, shoppers had the chance to browse items at the annual summer sidewalk sale on State Street, taking in all the local shops, restaurants, live music, and entertainment that downtown has to offer. So why is it on State Street but called Maxwell Street Days? Well, organizers say Maxwell Street in Chicago was home to a famous outdoor market from the 1800s to the 1990s. So in 1975, Martin's, a Madison clothing store, decided to start one on State Street so Madison could have its own Maxwell Street tradition. Well, coming up next at 6, a scorching heat wave across the U.S. has millions of people under heat alerts today. One meteorologists say the heat streak will finally come to an end. Plus, Alex is back with another check of your First Warn forecast. Stay with us.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on select popular Chevy SUVs when you finance with GM Financial. Plus, make no monthly payments for 90 days. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
So we spend a third of our lives sleeping. Shouldn't we try to get the best sleep possible? That's why Denver Mattress is all about that sleep life. And during the Super 7-Day sale, everything is on sale. Like the budget-friendly Summit Queen, easy on the wallet for only $332.49. Get a $300 gift when you purchase any Tempur-Pedic, plus no interest until 2027 and free shipping. Improve your sleep life one night at a time, only at Denver Mattress. The easiest way to get the right mattress.
Dealing with insurance companies can be scary. Sometimes they act like bullies. But at Habish, Habish & Rotier, our specialty is dealing with bullies. Our seasoned trial lawyers have chosen to use their skills to represent individuals, not corporations and insurance companies. From car accidents to nursing home abuse to product liability, we have the reputation to cut bullies down to size. Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service.
Madison Magazine's Summer Restaurant Week is here. Participating restaurants will provide a 3-course meal starting at $30 featuring wine and more starting July 23rd through the 28th. For a list of participating restaurants, menus, and details, visit MadisonRestaurantWeek.com. It's a perfect opportunity to sample some of Madison's local restaurants. Don't miss Madison Magazine's Summer Restaurant Week 2023. Presenting sponsor, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. Supporting sponsor, Bergstrom Cadillac and Chevrolet. Wine sponsor, Delicato and Frederick Wildman.
You got me.
Tag. You're it. Imagine a world with no drama. With 4imprint, you don't have to chase down the perfect promotional products. Exclusive apparel, bags, drinkware, and more. 4imprint will help you capture the moment and guarantee to deliver your order on time and on budget. Take the drama out of ordering promotional products at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6.
A dangerous and suffocating heat wave has more than 85 million people in the U.S. under heat alerts today. More than 100 temperature records are possible through Monday across the West and the South. Meanwhile, smoke from Canada's wildfire has returned, prompting air quality alerts for at least 8 states. Shelley Malashi has the latest.
We're out here early trying to beat the heat.
Millions across the U.S. are still facing a weeks-long heat wave, and it's now intensifying. The brutal heat and dangerous temperatures are hammering the southwest U.S. throughout the weekend. Cities throughout the southwest are in triple digits, and by Sunday, temperatures in Death Valley, California could top 130 degrees.
This weekend, that dome of high pressure, which doesn't allow any rain showers or anything to cool down, the air sinks down and just heats up, and that's bringing hot desert air all the way into the southwest.
In Phoenix, Arizona, temperatures have reached 110 degrees every day this month, and this heat streak is expected to continue through at least Wednesday.
It's the hottest time of the year in the hottest places of the country, but even with that, these temperatures are 5, 10, even 15 degrees above average, and that's why it's a problem.
In the South, a heat advisory is in place from Texas to Alabama. In Texas, people have been dealing with dangerously hot temperatures for weeks.
It feels like if hot sauce could be felt without you having to taste it, and it got poured on my back.
Meanwhile, at least 8 states are under air quality alerts as smoke from Canada's wildfires returns to the northern plains and upper Midwest. Minneapolis and parts of Iowa will see the worst of the smoke on Saturday, with cities including Chicago, St. Louis, and Detroit seeing smoky skies on Sunday. I'm Shelley Malashi reporting.
And while the Southwest is seeing the worst of the heat wave this weekend, forecasters say temperatures will get even hotter in the south central and southeast U.S. early next week. Alex, have you ever felt like you could feel hot sauce, how it tastes, like that young man was saying?
Yes, I can actually relate. When you get temperatures in the low 100s and those dew points is a measure of moisture, Armand and folks, if they get into the upper 70s and lower 80s, it's like walking out, I'm going to make another analogy here, into a sauna. We don't have that weather around here, but we do have some weather to talk about for sure, and that's that wildfire smoke that was just being mentioned in that segment before. That will last through Sunday afternoon. A couple scattered showers and thunderstorms, a couple isolated ones this evening on your Saturday, but better chances Sunday afternoon and evening, then another chance of showers and thunderstorms Tuesday going through Thursday. And bringing up this rain because we still have the drought going on out there, and we've got a dry stretch coming. We'll see that in just a moment. All right. This air quality, let's do a little air quality basics 100 101. What is PM 2.5? Well, it stands for particulate matter. 2.5 is just the size, very, very small particles. You can inhale them. Typically, you don't see them though. But when the concentrations get into this 35 unhealthy, and we have reports over 100 right now, there's enough of them in the air that you can see it outside. We can see that here with our viewer photos. Look at the haziness here along the hills in Richland Center. Thank you, Amy, for sending us that photo. Look at behind this farmstead. Jenny sending us this from Dodgeville. Look at how hazy it is. You can barely see those hills off to the south and towards the west. And then look at the hills here between Arena and Mazo, just starting to get a little bit hazy behind this corn. Thank you, Amory, for sending us that photo. You can always send us those weather photos when it is safe via the First Warn weather app or First Warn at WISC-TV.com. I always like to get those on the air because I like to show what's going on with the weather. Again, we do have that air quality advisory in effect through noon, and let's track that plume of smoke. That's the orange stuff that you see here. The darker the colors, the darker the reds and the oranges, the thicker the smoke or the thicker the haze. As we go into the early part of your Sunday, maybe a little reprieve, but watch this. Another reinforcing plume moving from La Crosse to Madison to Milwaukee as we head towards Sunday at noon. And as a weather system comes in, this is the one that's going to bring us some showers and storms too. Look at that. It scours out that smoke and sends it on off to the south by the time we get into the early part of your Monday. But until then, this is what I'm advising for you folks. If you have lung or asthma conditions, it's best to stay indoors if you can. If you got to go outdoors, limit that activity. The other part of our story, of course, is the continuation of the drought. Look at the dark red here, an expansion of the drought to extreme levels. This was as of a couple of days ago. We've had those appreciable rains. We'll get an update from the drought monitor here as we go into next week. Hopefully that red will start to dwindle from all of those appreciable rains that we've had. but we need more rain because the drought, we have a lot to do to improve that drought. Just a couple of isolated showers and thunderstorms on your Saturday evening and overnight. Temperatures in the lower 60s, stopping here right around the time you'll see Greg in the morning. Upper 50s, lower 60s, and then a couple more scattered showers and thunderstorms as we go into your Sunday afternoon and evening. One or two of these could get a little feisty. I'll be here tomorrow night. Not expecting widespread severe weather, but one or two of those could get a little bit on the rough side. Again, that shower and storm chance on your Sunday, then things dry out. The air quality gets much better by Monday going into your Tuesday. Then a little bit more active, Armand and folks, Tuesday, Wednesday going into Thursday. We need that rain because the drought lingers and we've got a dry stretch coming. So we need all those drops that we can get.
Definitely do. Lots of dry stretches this summer.
Yes, yep. We need more rain, and unfortunately, once we get past this little wet stretch here mid next week, it's going to go dry for a while.
Oh boy, already. Well, Alex, thank you.
Yeah, of course.
There was no winner for the Mega Millions Jackpot Friday. Last night's winning numbers were 10, 24, 48, 51, 66, Mega Ball 15, and Mega Plier 2. The prize for Tuesday's drawing has climbed to an estimated $640 million. Meanwhile, tonight, participants have the chance to win a big prize of up to $875 million for the Powerball jackpot. The drawing is tonight, so make sure to go and get your ticket and see if luck is on your side. And still ahead, Badgers football players old and new hit the field today and did it for a good cause. That's next in sports with Andrew.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Dear Freedom, here's to more miles driven, more dollars saved, and more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
You've got this. 10 days, 2 kids, and the open road. Tourist traps? Set. Souvenir allowances? Dispersed. Juice boxes? Abundant. You've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you, with access to over 30,000 surcharge-free ATMs. So when must-see attractions become must-pay with cash adventures, we've got you.
Mom, why is the front door open?
You've got this with Associated Bank.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT Turbo Max pickups, or current Chevy owners get $5,750 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
When an appliance you rely on goes kaput, you can count on family-owned Brothers Maine, Southern Wisconsin's local appliance authority since 1938. With thousands of in-stock options, we have the brands you want at the lowest prices guaranteed. Even big box can't beat our prices. Our experienced team of appliance experts will help you make the right selection, and we deliver it fast and free to your home. What you need when you need it. Shop appliances you can bring home today at our Madison and Janesville showrooms. Feel like family. Brothers Maine.
You got me. Ty, you're it.
Imagine a world with no drama. For the guarantee of high-quality promotional items delivered on time, go to 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Dear Freedom, here's to more miles driven, more dollars saved, and more electrified vehicles than any other brand. Yours, Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
A diving accident left a young woman facing life-changing injuries.
I distinctly remember losing the feeling of like the water touching my body.
See how she's staying focused on beating the odds and reaching her goals.
The chance is all I need.
Monday on News 3 Now at 6.
Badger legends like Alec Ingold, Derek Watt, and Chris Borland were back on the field in Madison today, just not at Camp Randall. Ingold held his second annual Battle for Wisconsin charity softball game, and this year the old guard took on the current football team. With plenty of smack talk flowing, the proceeds went to charity, but the Badgers, they played for keeps. For Ingold, who reports to NFL camp in just a couple of weeks, this is all about nurturing the Badger brotherhood.
And that's just the brotherhood. I think that's what just kind of epitomizes the Badger football program, and I think it doesn't really matter when you played, you have some sort of shared connection there. So to have that mutual respect, to understand where everyone's coming from, and all enjoying the opportunity to wear that Motion W, I think that's what we all share, and that's what it really makes moments like this pretty special.
And for current Badgers like C.J. Williams, a wide receiver who transferred from USC, meeting the greats that came before him is pretty incredible, but so's being on the ball field. C.J. said he's a baseball guy, and he wants Wisconsin to bring back baseball as a sport, and he may even try out.
It would be awesome to see Badger baseball come back. I mean, like I said in my tweet, like I'd want to turn on the team, of course, try out or something. I think I could go out there and make some things pop. So just seeing baseball and being able to do like the closest thing to it in Wisconsin is really cool.
Do you want to know just how dominant Steve Stricker's been this year? His $3 million of earnings on the Champions Tour are more than double what anybody else has earned this year. But after a Friday to forget, he needed to make magic happen today. Stricker or Jerry Kelly have won this event each of the last 3 years. Strick trying to make it 4 straight. On hole 16, he lays up the par 5 shot beautifully, and that would set up a birdie putt for Steve Stricker. What a day it was for him. He'd birdie 7 times and climbed all the way back up. He's tied for the lead at 7 under heading into the final round. Staying on the golf course, the biggest celebrity golf tournament of the year lived up to the hype. 4-time NBA champion Steph Curry's the event's leader, and look at this one, a hole-in-one. Now, we knew he had limitless range, but that right there is just different. Heading into the final day, right behind Steph on the leaderboard is Joe Pavelski, a former Badger who needed a cage for all the birdies that he hit today. Sets up a fun finish for tomorrow. And finally, you have to see this. Do you remember Packers linebacker Blake Martinez? He made $30 million in the NFL, led the Packers in tackles 3 times. He's still rolling it in after retirement. The 29-year-old now collects and sells Pokemon cards. And Armand, this year, so far, he's made $11.5 million. Yeah, you heard that right.
Wow.
Not a bad post-career.
Really? I got to dig up some of the old ones that I got in my basement now.
I guess so. I mean, but from, the gridiron to Pokemon, it's not a normal kind of transition most people make, but he's doing it pretty well.
Yeah. Do you guys have any of those things in your house that you think from your childhood that maybe you could hit it big one day with?
No, I don't think so. The only thing that comes to mind is old school Nintendo.
Yeah.
For me. I'm an 80s person, so.
That probably be too.
Maybe some baseball cards, but probably not. I don't think they'd be worth anything.
Oh, well.
We could try.
It's worth the memories.
It's true.
It's worth the memories.
That's priceless.
There you go.
Speaking of memories, we've got memories in our viewer photos here. It's all because of that air quality. Look at our visibility down at 4 miles in Janesville right now because of that smoke plume across the area. We see that here. Thanks, Jenny, again, for sending us that photo from Dodgeville. You can send us those viewer photos via that First Warn Weather app. We want to see those hazy sky pictures and other pictures when it's safe. Rain chances as we go into your Sunday, and a few more rain chances as we go Wednesday into Thursday.
Those drops, we got to catch them all.
Need 'em.
We do. Yes, we do.
Thanks so much. We'll see you again tonight at 10 o'clock.